Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome. RVing in New England. Must be Wednesday, John.
The announcer said, here's John DePietro and Bob Zagami. That means I get to speak first.
Well, no, I put your picture up first. So if I put your picture up first, that means I talk first. If I put my picture up first, then you can talk first. How long are we doing this now?
What is it, 6 years?
Should have figured that out by now. Goodness gracious.
6 years, 6.5 or 5.5? What is it?
I think it's 5.5.
I don't know. But you know what? Either way, we don't have a show without the great people that are tuning in.
Right. And
we don't have a show without the people. Jim Roy's on time. Frank's on time. Maria's on time. We've got them from all over the place. Oh, Walter is in Central Mass. Walter, you leaving town soon? Is Walter heading out?
4 or 5 days, and sounds like he's tuning up his truck and replacing parts, and got his new roof on his fifth wheel.
He got new lights. I think he got new lights. Let's talk about that. You know what? The beauty of this show is that our guests tonight are our audience, and they get to talk about whatever they want.
Right. If you guys don't talk and fire us messages, then we're not going to have a show. Right.
It's Wicked Wild Wednesday. Let's call it that, because talk shows on radio now. You don't remember radio, Bob? Remember when radio was the big thing?
Well, it still is. It still is to a degree. I mean, we got satellite radio. That works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Let me get this over here so I can see. What do we got? We got Jerry down the Cape. You did that. Maria.
No. Read closely. What? Jerry is in Plymouth.
Well, that's all. So it's almost the Cape.
Look, where in America could you call Plymouth, Massachusetts, Cape Cod?
Yeah, Pinewood Lodge. That's Brian. What's his name? He owns it, and he's very active in.
You're right, with the Campground Association.
He's one of the regions. I think he's still the region coordinator for the Northeast.
Jerry, you got to admit that is one of the most thickly vegetated campgrounds. I've been down there, and I'll tell you, the campsites. I mean, you don't see the sky.
Yeah, a lot of trees.
Tons of trees. It's heavily treed. There we go.
Yeah.
So Walter is in Central Mass. Is Maria in Florida, or is Maria up in New England?
I think she's up in New Hampshire.
Okay.
If she's home, she may be traveling. Jim Convoy's on.
Tony,
Jim, you see how busy Jim is? Man, he's got them lined up outside the building down there, and he's got everything. He just did a what was it, Jim? A horse trailer or I think he did a horse trailer.
Okay, what we should do now, Bob? Let's talk about results of the last few weeks. Now, a couple weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, you were at the Airstream rally. Now, Jim Roy was at the Airstream rally. Jim, tell us just by typing in. Or, Bob, you know what you could do? And again, when we do these freelance shows, we don't really know what we're going to do, because you and I honestly have not talked about what we're going to talk about. We're just going to hit that live button and let it fly. Right. Maybe if you want, Mr. Zagami, because you are the producer extraordinaire, you want to put the link up there that any of our audience may want to join us live on screen. We can do that, right?
Yeah.
So let's see if Jim Roy first.
That's the wrong one. Okay, I have to go back over here. You talked for a couple minutes. I got to go back over your email and.
Remember, I've done this show many times on my own.
Yeah, but not as good as me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and they're pretty damn good. So anyway, Jim Roy, if you want to come on with us, Zagami is trying. Even though I just called him producer extraordinaire, I may have been premature.
Oh, I don't think so.
Premature exaggeration. That's
there you go. Right there. There's the link. Anybody who wants to be on screen can
Where?
actually come in. This is even an enhancement to our open mic programs because
Okay.
typically we work with the comments, but anybody who wants to be on the show and say their comment physically with the group, you click
Come on
on
in.
that link. It'll bring you into the lobby. I got a little screen down below. I can see your picture, and we'll bring you up and see what you want to talk about.
We're breaking broadcasting grounds right now. We are getting into new territory.
Hey, Tony,
we're putting people up.
Come on, Tony.
Without a delay.
Wait, look at Tony says, be careful what you wish for.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to call you bluff, Tony. I'm going to call you bluff,
Keep one thing
Tony.
in mind. Keep one
Tony
thing in mind. I
Bartel
guarantee you.
Stressless Camping. If you don't follow his blogs, you should. You go
Tony
click on that.
Tony came up to us in Elkhart, and he's in Elkhart now. I don't know whether he had a flat tire and he never left Elkhart, or whether he's been traveling.
Oh, he picked up his new Rockwood.
But Tony, come on back. Tony, come on with us. And whatchamacallit, Jim Roy, I want to find out how you follow up with all the leads that you got at the Airstream rally, because one thing that I have noticed in the RV industry is that the word follow-up is the word follow-up. The term follow-up is virtually non-existent. And we know that from those camping shows that we've gone to, where we've put our name in those little boxes and said, send more information to us, and then nobody does. And then they wonder why the trade show didn't work. So Jim Roy, if you want to come on. Anybody, come on. And Ryan's got a project with you next week, right, Brian?
Ryan does. I'm going to see Ryan on Monday. He says he'll be in Plymouth and Carver tomorrow. He gets all around, but on Monday, he is doing a project with Rolling on TV. Not Rolling on TV, RVing Today. Michelle is at Kings Mountain down in Sutton, and they're going to be installing a GoPro. GoPro is one of the big sponsors at RVing Today. You're going to be installing a GoPro solar system and filming that segment for RVing Today. Yeah.
Do you mean Go Power?
What did I say?
GoPro.
Yeah, go. Must have been thinking about cameras. And we have our first guest.
And who would this mystery guest be?
Jerry Plant.
Jerry Plant.
Jerry, your camera is black on this end. I can see you in the lobby. There you go.
There he is.
There you go. You're outside. Can you hear us all right? Jerry? And I'm frozen. I'm freezing up a little bit on this end.
You're good, Bob. You're good. Jerry's got no power here. Jerry's got no audio.
We can't hear you if you're talking, audio. Jerry.
There.
You got me now?
I got you now.
No?
Got you now.
Jerry, what's the story with the shirt?
Okay.
If you don't know Jerry Plant, meet Jerry Plant. What's with the shirt?
What
does it say?
Come on.
Duke and Duke?
What, Dukakis?
It's you remember the I remember trading. No, the movie Trading Places.
No, I don't do movies. All right, Tony says he tried to log in, but I am in the Elkhart Fairgrounds and the internet is terrible here. I will vouch for that. I've been there. We've tried to do shows from there, Tony. I know exactly what you mean. So, Jerry, what's on your mind tonight? Jerry?
Anybody else log in yet? We can.
Not yet. Jerry, we cannot hear you. Can you hear us? I don't know how the internet service is in the campground down there. You're a little bit faded. Let me see what else we got. So. What's that?
Yeah, he must be in such a delay.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're gonna try
got a question
again.
Here from our friend Don Barone.
Don Barone, StreamYard. What happened to Be Live? Which do you like? Don, we left Be Live 2 years ago and never looked back. I mean, it was a great customer support, but they just had too many problems and screwed up too many shows. And StreamYard has not screwed up any shows. We did have a technical glitch last week with my service provider up here in Maine, but StreamYard is definitely the way to go. And I think John sent you a note. If we can have lunch here in the next week or two, we'll give you.
I'm trying Tuesday.
Yeah,
we're shooting Tuesday.
Trying Tuesday. I had to cancel this week, but trying Tuesday. But StreamYard is I know BeLive, keep getting their mailings. They've made a lot of enhancements and stuff, but there is no reason for us to switch off StreamYard. They've been that good. Absolutely.
Okay. Zagami. Let's have Barone put his website up there because, ladies and gentlemen, there are tons of RVers that love to go fishing. Now, I have found out, I have been corrected. I've been corrected on many things, but I've been corrected specifically by Don Barone that fishermen are not, that people that fish are not called fishermen. They're called anglers. Now, I thought anglers were lawyers that always try to figure out an angle, but his writing is, without question, the best writing I've ever seen, not just for a website, but for anything printed, whether it's printed on paper or printed electronically. If you want to read about the back, it's not how to bait a hook, and it's not how to measure a fish or a crab or anything like that, but the life of anglers on Don Barone's website.
Jim Conboy in the
still
lobby.
Here.
Yeah.
Put that there. Anybody else want to come on? No, Audrey Foley Egan says she's going to Maine, going to Bar Harbor.
I'm already here. All right. And Jim Conboy was in the lobby, but he is not there anymore. So maybe he will come back into it. So where do you see Audrey? I don't see Audrey.
She's up there at 7:04.
Boop, boop, boop. 7:04. There you are. Heading up to Bar Harbor next week. Which campground are you staying in? There's a lot of great ones up there, but give our fans a taste of where you might be staying, Audrey.
And Audrey, also, if you've got a day where you don't have it planned, unhook from the big RV, get in your Jeep, and go to Lubec, Lubec.
All right, Jerry couldn't connect, but he posted that, so he may still be having trouble. But he says one of the reviews said, if you like trees and dirt, this is your place for you. It's really in the middle of the woods, and it's a great campground. And
but once you get out of it, you're all over.
Oh yeah, he did. Okay, so he did a mobile suites unit last week, which is very expensive coming out the gate. That's what Frank Palange has. And I don't see Frank on here, but I believe he checked into Bailey's on Saturday. Here we go, Jim. Let's see. Let's kill this note and bring Mr. Conboy up on the screen. How are you, sir?
Hey, gentlemen. How are you?
Great.
Jim, what do you got in your right or left hand?
Right now, an earbud. And the other hand is what? In the other hand, I'll be honest. I'm taking after Mr. Zagami.
I'll toast to that. There you go.
Yeah, but that's clear water, Jim.
Yeah. We won't go there.
It looks like clear water, right?
Yeah, exactly. What's up, guys?
What would you like to talk about tonight, Jim?
I don't know. You had mentioned the horse trailer. The last post that I posted was fairly new, Mobile D DRV Suites, fifth wheel that you just did.
Was it? Oh no! Was it a truck? A commercial truck that you did?
Well, there was another post I shared from my other facilities that did a very large horse trailer, and we're trying to break into that market here, especially out in Plainville with the equestrians.
Yeah.
But that wasn't me.
No. Maybe you posted one from one of the other locations that somebody had done something unique. I mean, there's really nothing you can't do. I mean, you could even do a pop-up. You could do a pop-up, you could do diesel pushes. Is there anything you can't do? Do you hear me, Jim? You there?
No.
Lost your voice, Jim. Lost your audio.
He's out. So let's go to where Audrey is. Audrey says they're going to Mount Desert Narrows. I've heard of that place. Now, Audrey, it's not Mount Lubec. It's Lubec, Lubec. It is the easternmost point in the United States. It's where the sun, there's a question about this. They say it's where the sun hits the United States first. Cadillac Mountain in
Right.
Bar Harbor says it's where the sun hits first.
Okay, it's up on Acadia. Yeah.
Yeah.
They take
maybe because they're a higher elevation.
right.
But Lubec is a tiny little town, and it's got a lighthouse. And Audrey, if you've ever been to Key West, everybody in Key West goes to that
Southernmost
point.
tip of the U.S.
Yep. And this is the easternmost point. So, and all you got to do is go over to California and then, or Hawaii or Alaska, whatever.
Now, can you
hard to do
can
in
you
an
hop
RV.
on Route 1 in Lubec and go down to the end of Key West? All the way down on Route 1?
Key West.
Yeah. We were talking about the southernmost point in Key West where they have that buoy that you take your picture with.
Yeah, that buoy.
And then you mentioned the easternmost point in Lubec.
Right.
And seeing that they're kind of straight run, I was wondering,
Right.
can you run? Because I think Route 20 is the longest highway because that
Yeah,
runs
but that goes
from
east-west.
here to California. Yeah, but not to south is Route 1. I mean, that'd be a hell of a ride if you wanted
Right.
to
In fact,
trip and stay off the highways.
It's interesting, though. We were just on Route 1 in Maine, in New Hampshire today, and I said to my granddaughter, we went up to have lunch, and I said, Mila, this is Route 1, where it goes from Maine to Florida. And there's so many sections of Route 1 that are commercial, and there's so many sections of Route 1 that are rural. And I know there's probably several books that are out there at Barnes and Noble, et cetera, that have Route 1 travels. And, I'm sure somebody's done that, but I'll tell you, it's a long ride. It's what, 1,500 miles. It's probably more than 1,500 miles. But it's pretty cool. Anybody here in the audience been on segments of Route 1 where you tried to avoid the interstates? I know when we go to Florida, we
try this
look at 301 a lot.
Well, the humidity's going to be around tomorrow, but on Friday,
Right,
it starts to drop.
No, you got background noise.
Dew points in the 50s, very comfortable air.
Yep.
You're going to enjoy the
You're
weekend.
picking up background noise on the radio or something. TV.
Oh, I am? All right, hold on.
TV.
I'll get
TV.
you back in a minute. Let me get a couple of comments here. So Jason tuned in there. We haven't heard from Jason. You had a hell of a camping trip out there, didn't he? Just have a big camping trip, and I know his daughter just had a big birthday, and so I don't know if he's out camping or not. So
He was
Walter
somewhere.
says it's awesome not having to look up every rainstorm in the RV after he get his new roof. Jason says, "Hi Jim. Wonder if he's considering a new roof."
Well, that's when he got there.
Jerry said there was too much of a delay sitting outside to do that. Audrey said you could go all the way from the East Coast on Route 1. That would be
Right.
heck
Oh,
of
you
a-
could. You absolutely could. You wouldn't want to.
Yeah,
but you could.
Jason says you'd hit 95 a couple of times.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Jim, you're back.
Hey, guys.
I think you're okay. I think I hear my wife's TV, but you're okay. You
No,
guys
I'll
probably
see.
can't hear it. It's too far away.
No, Jerry's saying Route 6 is the longest, blah, 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 blah. It used to be. It goes from Provincetown to the West Coast. But evidently, Jerry, they've taken part of Route 6 and made it part of Route 20 for whatever reason. So I'm told that right now, Route 20 is. So
Jerry,
I don't know. There's big.
Jerry says 20 loses its designation through Yellowstone.
Yep. But there are arguments. There's a big argument. It's like, is the red stuff you put on macaroni sauce or gravy? It's a major issue.
Well, see, you don't have to worry about that though, because your Chef Boy ID comes it's all
Already prepared.
It's already mixed in the can, so
Already
you don't
prepared,
have
yes,
to
you're
worry
right.
what you're going to buy.
You're right. You're right.
Right.
Now, I don't know if Jason Cole ever watches Fox News, but there's a guy. Oh, I got to find out his name. He's a black gentleman with kind of salt and pepper hair and big glasses. Bob, you know who he is?
Leo 2.0. Leo Leo Terrell. He's a civil rights lawyer.
No,
No?
he's an announcer. He's a anchor on CNN. Come on, audience, tell us. There's a black guy with salt and pepper hair,
Salt and pepper.
with big glasses on CNN. No, not CNN. Fox News. I'm sorry, Fox.
Did you lose him again?
No, there's
And my wife refers to him. Walter, Jason, that guy is tomato juice. Yeah. My wife refers to him as the Black Jason Cole. And he looks just like Jason Cole, but he's black.
I don't. There's
Hold
you're
on,
thinking.
I'm going to ask my wife.
You're thinking about what
Charles.
He's not on. He used to be regular on the 5, and he just does some reporting.
No. That's one.
Well, don't tease us. Give us the goddamn answer.
I'm going to yell to my wife and find out the answer.
Bob, I don't know how you put up with this.
I don't either. You ever see when we take the promos and stuff? Gravy. Jason's laughing. Yeah. So I know all those guys on Fox. I think it's I can't think of his name. I can picture him, and I cannot picture his name.
Is it Charles?
So while he's gone,
what are you working on?
Charles Payne. How do you spell Payne? P-A-I?
oh, geez, I still hear him.
Oh, you're talking about Charles Payne on the.
Charles Payne.
He's on. Yeah, he fills in for Neil Cavuto, but he's got his own show on Fox Business Network.
Okay, so Bob, you're the producer extraordinaire. See if you can find a picture of Charles Payne.
All right,
put it up there and
talk to
see if
Jim,
anybody agrees.
and I'll be right back. Talk to Jim.
All right.
Okay. No, Kelly, right? No, Jason, it's Charles Payne.
I don't agree with you.
Anyway, Jason Cole, Chef Boyardee, Hawes, Route 20. We traveled to Salisbury Beach, then Scusset. Jason, Salisbury Beach and Scusset are in opposite directions. What did you do? Kind of like overdose on watermelon one day? Salisbury's this way, Scusset's the next one. And anyway.
Oh, no.
So, Jim.
Yeah.
You can talk now if you want. Oh, you had light for a second ago.
Oh,
now you're in the dark.
Do you want the light?
Before you talk,
you do. Oh, my wife just put the light on.
Here's Charles Payne. Now, who do you think he looks like?
That's Jason Cole.
You're out of here.
That's not Jason Cole.
That's Jason Cole.
In his prior life, only on the weight, not, his hair doesn't look, you're
But he's got longer hair now.
All right, you guys, Jason's my friend. That's not Jason Cole.
That's not right. I know Jason Cole.
I know Jason Cole.
That's not Jason Cole.
Bob, why do you put up with this?
What?
God.
Jason Cole, not anymore.
But did I impress you with my production skills? You see how fast?
Absolutely, Bob. You pulled it up in 30 seconds.
Had it up on the screen. Less than a minute.
Yep. Not anymore. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call Fox News and ask if we can get Charles Payne to appear at the Halos Wish event in September. And then you'll have two Charles Paynes at the same place.
Yeah, but they don't need him. I'll be there.
Okay, that's
true. I'm guessing he's in the $10,000 to $20,000 an hour category for personal.
I'm not talking about Payne.
We might tug at his heartstrings. He might do it. He might tug at his heartstrings. It's a great cause.
We'll have Jason send an invitation, a video invitation to Charles Payne,
and say, Charles, I look like you, so I want you to come to my rally.
Yeah, no, saying that Jason did one of those DNA tests, and Charles comes up as a match, and he wants to meet him.
I see.
And he'll be on a show on Fox.
I see.
Jason, what do you think of that?
You go back to your Chef Boyardee.
I'm not sure that would fly. Yeah.
No.
Don Haas says we are going to be in Athens, Texas until May 2023. Hell, you've been down there a long time. Then back to New England for all of next summer. How long have you been down there this trip, Don? Although you were up there for a while. what are you doing down there these days? What do they have you doing?
In the meantime, Jim, do you have paint all over you?
I do. It's been a rough week.
Basically a commercial.
I told you he's busy as hell.
Well, the black stuff over here is from the Blue Boy Wonder Lodge we're working on.
Oh, I saw that picture. Yeah.
But the nice thing is I'm taking Thursday and Friday off. My wife and I are going to Spacious Camp.
Lost you.
Where are you going?
You froze up, Jim. Try it again. Yeah, he posted. He has an old Bluebird Wonder Lodge in there right now. Probably. Jim, how old is that Wonder Lodge? What year is it? No, you lost your sound again. You lost your sound, Jim.
Jason Cole.
Jim, if you're there, type in what you can't hear us, we can't hear you. Type in the year of that Bluebird Wonder Lodge. Jason Cole, what? Not anymore.
I'm telling him to go back to where did you put that link? Jason, go back to 708. What the hell is that?
What link do you want? I don't know. He's got all the Halos wish there.
No.
What do you want?
Jason Cole, go to 708, and the link to be on the show is there. And we will show this national audience. We'll put a picture of Jason Cole up there right next to Charles Payne. And you are going to get calls from me, you, and what's the name of those DNA companies?
Ancestry 123.
Ancestry.com or something like that.
And then the next call will be the Fox News lawyers. Right.
Well, hey, Bob.
Good publicity.
If we're on Fox News, then it's good for our show.
Right.
Like Michael Jackson said, any publicity is good publicity.
I'm going to try it one more time, Jim. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Oh.
I apologize. I don't know why the phone keeps dropping or freezing on me.
Oh, it does that.
But what I was saying is John was ragging me on the paint on my shirt.
Yeah.
My wife and I are leaving Thursday with our Sociable Sam Good Sam Club. We're going to Spacious Skies Minuteman for the weekend.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be living in my trailer for about 2 months.
Why?
Renovating the first floor of the house. I don't want to be here when they
right
do
in
it.
your yard?
No, we're seasonal at State Line in Connecticut. So I've got all the amenities at the campground, and if I have to work from the camper, I can work from the camper. Or if I have to go to the shop, it's only 45 minutes away.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so I did ask before you dropped out, what year was that Wonder Lodge? Because they are just, in their heyday, they were the best motorhome out there.
Oh, it's still beautiful, Bob.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a 2001. It's absolutely pristine.
Yep.
The roof leaks like a sieve. And there's so much, can I say shit on the air? There's so much crap on this roof to get off. It's incredible. But the owners selected us because they've seen what we do. I've got Kurt working on it, on a lot of special stuff, and we're learning a lot on this one. But I think it's just going to come out beautiful when we're done.
Why do you say that, Jim?
They have one of the things is, a lot of the big rigs have ACs that when they weep from the condensation pan, they have internal plumbing. This particular Bluebird has think of a cone, a rubber cone that sits over a hole that a nipple sits in. And they're all gunked up with silicone. And there's no way I can seal this roof unless we take those cones off and seal the holes. So now the ACs will have to drip on the roof. Well, the owners are okay with that. I've had conversations with them, and their biggest concern was, when we get the gray streaks coming down the side of a camper or the black streaks, that'll all go away with us. But geez, it's quite the endeavor to work on this, and we're pretty excited about doing it.
Well, let me show them what it looks like. I just want to show you my skills again. I quickly went out to Jim's site.
Here you go.
And brought this. these things, that was my desire. When I first discovered how much I loved RVing, it was always my, desire to have a Bluebird.
Yeah.
And then they went out of business during the 2008, 2009 recession. They sold off they used to make, I always thought
School
it was
buses.
funny, Jim. They used to make
Yeah.
school buses,
School
and
buses.
luxury motorhomes.
Yep.
They had you still see them today. They lasted forever. And
It's an
the
absolute
motorhomes were
beautiful rig,
good.
full body paint.
Yep.
The owners are immaculate. When I say immaculate, on the border of the storage doors, there's stainless steel, and it's polished to the nth degree. I have never seen stainless steel wheels clean this well. These people are fanatics about keeping this rig up. And we'll have a bunch of before and after show pictures on this on my Facebook page. Because one of the things, he wants to keep the goat rail. We're going to lose all the old satellites, the TV antennas. We're going to replace a lot of the AC shrouds because they're all rotted. And then a lot of the Bluebirds have a walkway, an aluminum walkway. We're just taking that off and throwing it away.
Jerry's got a question Jerry's got a question. Can you see it? It says, what is the roof material on the Wonder Lodge now as you start the project?
It's just painted aluminum. That's all it is.
Painted aluminum.
Correct.
Huh. What do you got?
But every screw we've taken out from every protrusion on the roof, both the goat rail, the walkway, the vent stack covers, and even the ACs are rusted.
Wow.
And he's had severe rust problems with this all through his life.
So, Bob, here's what we got to do. We're 35 minutes into the show, and we didn't do our opening commercial.
Oh, you're right. God,
I know I'm right. I'm always right. We got to do our opening commercial and say that this show is brought to you by Lee's Auto and RV Ranch in Ellington, Connecticut, which is conveniently located right off I-84 and not too far from I-91. 9 acres. That's a lot of RVs. And you know what? Sales and service. They've got ATVs there as well. And in the winter, they have snowmobiles. So anything you want to do for family fun, you can find it at Lee's Auto and RV Ranch in Ellington, Connecticut. Brian is one of the owners down there, and his daughter is one of the main salespeople and managers. And they just do a great job. They always welcome us when we come down. And we're supposed to be there tonight, but we're working in some scheduling to get down there and do a show from there, or at least go down and, we say 9 acres, but until we go down and show you some pictures of how much stock they have on hand, you can't really get to know it until we take you in that service department and see that 50,000-pound Mohawk lift that I'm sure it can take that Bluebird Wander Lodge and put it up and do anything that needs to be done underneath. So please patronize our sponsors.
Well, one of the things that I like about them, and we'll talk about this, and certainly we'll show it when we either do a video or we're there in person, is they, besides selling the fifth wheels and the trailers, they sell trucks. They don't sell new trucks, but they find these gently used pre-owned vehicles, trucks, and they're gorgeous, but they can sell you the truck and the trailer, the truck and the fifth wheel. So they don't really, they're really schooled in how to match them up and weights. They'll explain the weight management to you. Why do you need a single axle? Why do you need a dual axle? And Walter Swenson could tell us all that too. But
now
we want to
speaking of Walter Swenson, Bob.
What's that?
Walter Swenson said, not picking on Job, but I think I did a better job. Walter, you absolutely did. So to close this commercial, because we're giving them a longer spot now at halfway through because Zagami forgot to put the slide up in the beginning. See the way I'm throwing him under the bus. Walter, wait a minute. He's not here, so he can't do it. But Walter, if you want to come on that link. Go to the 708 mark, and you'll see our link. And Walter, you can come on with us and do the tail end of that commercial at 7:55.
Yeah, I just put it up again.
Yeah.
Don't even have to go
There we
looking
go.
for it. There
we
it is
go.
again.
So anybody
Click
wants to come on the show
click
with
on
us?
that, you'll come in. All right, Jerry's trying to come back in.
Come on.
All right, Mr. Plant. Let's see if let me get rid of my picture here. Mr. Plant is with us again. Did you plug an extra tree or cut down a couple other branches, or what are you doing down there? Jerry, can you hear us? No?
I brought my travel fly outside.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, show us that, Jerry.
I got you.
So
Show us that.
So
Where
you
is the
got
travel file?
You got the RV aftermarket product of the year. Did you know that? Travel fine. Yep. It was just announced at the aftermarket, the RV Aftermarket Association conference
that's great.
this week, and that was voted the product of the year.
And Jerry,
tell everybody how it works. Jerry,
well,
does
we're
it
on a
work,
delay.
Jerry?
It's not a good
Can you hear me?
commercial.
Well, it works great, but right now there's still a big delay.
Okay, so Jerry,
that is. I think Mike Perry did tell us that when he showed it to us, that there was a delay issue on it.
okay, we need to find out what that costs and how technical you need to be to set it up for it to work. Okay.
Yeah, Jerry.
So Jerry, if you get a chance to write that in,
and I think
and
they sell it down there. Jerry works at Major's RV, so they sell it down there.
Yep. So Jason Cole, if you're here, come on the show. There's the challenge, Jason. We found your brother. We found your bro. And if anything bad comes of this, I'm going to blame my wife because she's the one who labeled him. Okay.
I was saying, see, that's why I didn't relate to what you were saying, because he's primarily Fox Business News, but they bring him in to fill in for Neil, and he's brilliant on stocks and investments and what have you. But
yeah,
I like.
Do we have a picture of Jason Cole that we can put up next to that, Bob?
I'll bet if I go out to his Facebook page, I can find one. Boo, boo, boo.
We'll let our audience decide if we have not found Jason Cole's brother without even having to pay that fee.
I don't know who thinks that
DNA.com
looks like Jason Cole.
My wife.
Huh?
My wife.
Your wife. Well,
every time she sees him, she goes, "Oh, there's Jason Cole."
Have to have a talk with your wife. So
I will readily throw her under the bus if there's any legal implications that come of this.
You want to throw her under the bus?
Absolutely. I have no problem with that.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see, Zagami, if you can do it. If you can make this happen.
I am close to there.
By the way, while Zagami's doing that, Jerry said it costs $200 for the hardware, and then he's got the 100 gig plan for $89 a month. And I should tell you that I believe this is available at Major's RV. So how can we find that out? Jerry, tell us, does Major sell it?
Yeah,
I would recommend one. Okay.
All right, so here you go.
There's Black Jason Cole.
John says this is Jason Cole's lookalike. That's Jason Cole.
What, when he was shot dead?
No, he's resting in the sun.
That's really a good comparison.
Huh?
Hopefully he has clothes on.
He doesn't look anything like Jason Cole. Let me see if there's anything else on his page that might be a truer sense.
Look under Halo's wish. Walter, find the Jason Cole picture and send it to Zagami. He's not a good research guy. And Jerry, tell us if it's available at Majors, because folks, anything that's electronic, you've got to know how to set it up. And you know what? You can buy this stuff on big online retailers, but all you're going to get is the box. You're not going to get any help. You're not going to get any service after the sale to set it up. So Ryan had Robert De Niro. You're right. You're absolutely right, Ryan. I get that many times. Many times.
All right, so let's see. Now, is that any better?
Well, but again, I think that's the old Jason Cole.
Yeah, that was 11 years ago, but
Right, because his daughter, who's now
well, I can't. If I put up the
31.
new, if I put up the new one, they're going to look like Mutt and Jeff. Was Mutt and Jeff where one guy was really big and the other guy was small? All right, thinking
Well,
of
we're calling on Walter Swenson to rescue you.
you can look through everything that Walter has, but Jason Cole does not look like Charles Payne.
Okay.
Nor does he
well,
have any of the features.
You'll have to
I
deal
take-
with that. Deal
take-
with my wife with that.
Take the wine away from Mary Beth. That's not going to fly. All
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So
John looks like that's what you just said, Robert De Niro.
yeah, who else
Very
we got
good.
here? Audrey.
200.
Audrey, if she's still here. John looks like Robert De Niro. Audrey Lubeck. You got to go back to the mainland. You can't go there from Bar Harbor. You got to go back to the mainland and then go around. And there's a place called, I think, Helen's in Machias. I think that's one of those towns out on the peninsula.
That is up there. Yeah, that is one of
It's
the
got
ones.
the blueberry pie because Maine is famous for blueberries.
Yes.
And this is the time of year
and
that
potatoes
blueberries are there.
and potatoes
About-
up in the county.
Yep. So
Hey.
one of the other things that I said I was going to talk about is fall camping. Does anybody have any plans for going somewhere special during the fall? And I've also got down NASCAR. Is anybody going to, of course, there's no more NASCAR in New England, but I think there's one up in Virginia or West Martinsville from that perspective.
On the last part
Or
of it.
are you going to any pro or college football games? And I have found that tailgating at a college football game is absolutely amazing. Now, there's no tailgating at BC because they're too close to the city. You can't get RVs around there. And I don't know if there's any at UMass. There's a couple at UConn, but they've had very little success in football the last few years, so probably nobody goes to the games. But if you really want to see a cool place, an amazing place to tailgate, go to Penn State. It's absolutely amazing. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Then you come up over a rise, and then all you see is a sea of RVs that start arriving on Wednesday for a Saturday game. So if you're looking for a cool place to RV.
He's going up to South Hero Island in Vermont. I never heard of that one in September.
Yep. Okay, there you go. So that travel fi is
Also-
available at Major's Dish or directly from Pace International. Why buy it direct? Because if you buy it direct, you're not going to get any service. Buy it from Majors and Jeff
But
or
if
Jerry.
you buy it from Majors will, if you're not mechanical or technology, if you're challenged with technology like John and I are, buy it at Majors and have them install it for you.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much installation. I think it's just hooking up to the satellite. I don't think there's any physical.
That sounds good in print, but I struggle with IKEA furniture, so I would have trouble with that. One thing that's coming down the pike with gas prices going up and a little bit of inflation, all of our dealers are very well stocked right now, and in September we have what's called the dealer open house in Elkhart, where the dealers go to buy all their stock for first part of 2023, all the stock that they're going to have for the consumer RV shows like our Boston show. So they're fully stocked. They're going to want to get rid of that inventory between now and the end of the year. So consumer prices are dropping. We've seen some pretty significant sales already from some of our dealers. So people who are looking, who thought, well, I'm going to wait till 2023 and wait till the inflation and the high prices go away, this may be an excellent time to buy a new RV. And I can tell you, we're already getting inquiries. We're probably going to sell out the Boston show earlier than we ever have before this year. We have dealers that are looking for more space. We have dealers that want to come into the show. And although we had the show last year, we were still on the cusp of COVID.
Yep.
And we had
Friday night.
restrictions.
Yep.
We had to have masks and vaccinations and what have you. At this time, we do not anticipate any restrictions. So we're going back to the way it used to be in 2019 before COVID hit. So I think we're going to see an explosion on consumer attendance and an explosion. We'll fill every square inch of that, the BCEC. So between now and the show, there's going to be some great pricing, and then they'll have that at the show. Because when they go to September in Elkhart, when they go to Elkhart in September, the manufacturers are making special deals with them to buy while they're there to increase the number of units that they have in inventory, that they plan to have in inventory for next year. So watch your favorite dealer, watch the pricing, go out and visit a couple of our dealers, see what's out there now, because they are fully stocked. The transportation issues are gone. And just as they were fully stocked, the gas started to inch up there and inflation hit. So it's a perfect storm for consumers, for sure.
Wait a minute. You said inflation. Our president has told us there is no inflation. Why do you try to persist with those rumors of inflation? There is no inflation. For the month of July, there was negative inflation. So you are just trying to be a political bad guy and politicizing this show when in fact there is no inflation. And I don't think you're using your platform right.
Oh, okay.
To do that. There is no inflation.
Okay, so when I go to the gas pump and it cost me almost $100 to fill up, when it used to cost me $30, that's not inflation.
No, and for 56 days in a row, the prices have been falling.
Right.
Okay.
But they're still $2 or $3 a gallon higher than when.
So despite the fact that they went up $2.
Forget the politics. I want to talk about selling RVs. Ryan says Pete's is having a show at the mall in North Attleboro this weekend, if anyone is looking for a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Walter said, check your email because he's found evidence of Jason Cole looking like that other gentleman.
Oh, there you go. All right, I'll tell you what.
And while you're doing that, I will tell you folks that now more and more dealers have more stock in the yard. So if you were looking before and saw that it was an empty lot, go ahead back there and see what the scoop is. Okay. Now,
Walter is good. Let me tell you, Walter Swenson. There's a reason why we keep Walter on this show. Let me just do something here.
We don't keep Walter on the show. Walter is nice enough to, out of the goodness of his heart,
voluntarily tunes in every week just because we're nice guys.
All these great people here. Zagami, do you realize how lucky we are to have an audience that is so loyal to us that we almost know them on a first? We even invite them from their living room into our living room.
But we do know them on a personal basis.
You're right. You're right.
No.
Saying there's no inflation is like saying Bob's likes Jack and Coke.
Who said Jack and Coke? Who is sacrilegious?
Ryan.
Huh?
You'll be physical. You'll be with him on Monday, so you can beat him up.
Ryan, you of all people, Ryan, you've drank with me before. I probably told you a story that you don't do Jack and Coke. In fact, I know I told you that story in Las Vegas when I fired a salesman one time for drinking Jack and Coke in front of a major customer. Now, let me see where we are here. Boom, boom, boom.
We need a drum roll for Charles Payne. I'm going to tell my wife she has created a controversy.
All right, now we're going to do this for the third time. Now, you tell me if Jason Cole looks like Charles Payne.
Twins.
Oh man, you are crazy.
Twins.
You are crazy. How many people think that Jason Cole looks like Charles Payne?
If you put those dark rimmed glasses on him, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Wait a minute. Charles doesn't have hair. Jason has hair.
Charles does have hair. That's just when it was short.
Jason is Caucasian. Charles is black.
See, now you're bringing race into the issue.
Charles wears Charles
Race
is
has
wearing,
nothing to do with it.
well, it does because they're different colors. Charles
You
is
say there's
wearing,
inflation. You say
Charles is
Charles is
wearing
black and Jason's white.
wait, Charles
my
is
God.
wearing $1,000 suits.
Jason
Jason's
is wearing clothes from Kmart.
Right. I mean, come on. He probably got them at what was it, Arthur Little or Anderson Little? What the hell was that one? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe goes to Men's Warehouse.
Anderson
What
Little.
was
They haven't been around in 40 years.
oh
Jerry Plant, don't go there. Maria says, sorry, Joe, but they look nothing alike. Don't go there.
thank you, Maria.
Okay,
See,
my wife is going to have to take the brunt of this one. She's the one who
you'll notice
brought
she has not come anywhere near you during the show.
You're right. You're right.
She's not going to bail you out on this. You understand that?
Looks much like Charles.
Huh?
I still am going to write to him. I'll send him a copy of this show. I'll send him a copy of this show. We have found your brother, Charles. We have found your brother. So anyway,
Don
you know what?
Look, he
we're
looks as much like Charles as John looks like De Niro. No, I disagree, Don. John, I've been with John, and he does get confused for Robert De Niro.
Yeah. And Bob does get confused with Uncle Fester on the Addams Family.
Right. But see,
next time I walk with Jason Cole, if we're around that weekend, I don't know if that's the same weekend we're at Elkhart.
What weekend are you talking about?
The 2021 or something
No,
like
we
that.
go to Elkhart on the 26th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to get to Halo's Wish. I'll walk around, and I guarantee you, people they'll come up to both of us and say, "Oh, Mr. De Niro, can I have your autograph?" And Mr. What's his name? Mr. Payne, can I have your autograph?
Right.
Oh, Mr. Clean.
What is Haas saying here? Congratulations to Riley Mitchell of Booth Bay Craft Brewery and RV in Booth Bay, Maine, for getting married this past weekend. That is a Harvest Host location, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Oh, we've been there.
Yeah, up in Booth Bay. Yep.
We've been there. They have great pizza there.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
In Booth Bay Harbor. No, Mr. Clean. So it sounds like we're stalling, but we're not stalling. I was coming back from New Hampshire today, and today's Wednesday. The number of RVs going north was amazing. And the traffic on 495 was amazing. On 95, it was amazing. And I think Wednesdays are the new Fridays now.
Well, I'll tell you, I went back to Massachusetts on Thursday last week, and same thing. The traffic coming up. I think I texted you and said that if you were planning on
right. Watch a 5 mile backup.
Because there was probably like a 5 to 10 mile backup going into the Hampton toll. I mean, it was unbelievable. But what was interesting, I said to May, she had some business down there, and I said, it's going to be a horrible trip home because Thursday is the new Friday. I mean, this whole thing about who works where and how often they work. So I looked at that. That was like 11 in the morning when we left here.
Yep.
It was horrible. And we had a full day, and I knew we'd be coming back around 5 o'clock on a Friday night, on a Thursday night, rather. So I said, this, going home is going to be like a 3-hour trip. But to the point about this whole Thursday, Friday thing, we made it back in just about 2 hours. There was very little traffic. There was no traffic at the Hampton toll booth. Yet at 11 o'clock in the morning, you had potentially a 10-mile backup. So I don't know if the rest of you out there are seeing that when you're on your travel.
Walter says Mass Pike was wide open tonight coming back from Springfield around 4:30 all the way back to Millbury. Now, Walter, was it backed up at all at the old exit 9, the Sturbridge exit, when people were leaving New England and heading south? Because those might be the people that vacationed all week here.
Yeah, but this is Wednesday, Walter. What's it going to be like tomorrow night?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I think Walter's saying that because, number one, Walter was kind enough to send us the real Jason Cole picture. But secondly, he was comparing. He was actually listening, Bob. He was listening because I said the traffic today was heavy. and he gave us the same story about another geographic area. So, Walter, you are 100% right. Don't listen to Zagami.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. No backups at all. Okay, no backups. Interesting.
Very
We
interesting.
saw backups both ways. In fact, it was stopped on several times in 495 between Lowell and Route 2. In fact, the GPS even took us off of 495, so we didn't go down through Hudson, where it's all backed up.
Yep.
So, hey, folks.
Hey, speaking about Hudson, let me put in a commercial for my wife. September 17th, Saturday, is Hudson Fest in Hudson, Mass. Arts, there'll be an art display, there'll be crafts, there'll be kicking off, I think, the new armory. They're buying the armory from the government down in Hudson. All the restaurants are there. There'll be food trucks. There'll be stuff for the kids. So September 17th, check out Hudson Fest.
Hudson,
and
Mass.
maybe I'll see you there because she's drafted me to take photos that day. So
Sounds like a good event.
Audrey says, we found that leaving at 5:30 to 6, most traffic isn't as bad as it is in the afternoon. True. That's what I
That's
found.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because, more and more people, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, when you get up around Lowell, it's just bang, stopped.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it is when you get to Maine. We've been lucky this year. We haven't had backups. Actually, I shouldn't say that we haven't been to Maine this year.
Right. You haven't been up much.
We did all of our camping down south.
Right.
And that, that I-95 corridor is just, I will say this, folks, do not take your RV in or around Atlanta. Do not go on I-85 between Charlotte and Atlanta. It is under construction. The Jersey barriers are up. If you've got an RV, it's totally different if you're driving a car because you're a wider vehicle. I don't know if I said that before, but that road was suicide. I shouldn't say suicide, but it was terrible.
Well, all right. Believe it or not, we just ate up 60 minutes, and we do owe our sponsor another sponsor. So we're going to close out with our sponsor's ad, and we will see you folks next week. We may be in Connecticut. We may be here. We don't plan these things too far ahead. Thanks for joining us tonight, and let me see if I can get our picture up.
Thanks for our audience being our special guest tonight.
Yes, you guys did
the best. You guys are the best. Hey, like the show. Share the show. Please share the show. There we go. Like and share.
All right, there you go.
That being said, this show has been brought to you by Lee's Auto and RV Ranch in Ellington, Connecticut. They're a family-owned business. They have a gigantic 9-acre showroom and lot, and it's in Ellington, Connecticut. It's just off I-84, or it's just off I-91. It's in that area. If you're going to Hartford, it's on the right. If you're going to Hartford from 91, it's on the left. You can't see it from 91, but you go off a few of the side roads, and it's right there. There's a lot of good restaurants around there, and we think you should go see our friends there, and it will be worth your trip.
All right.
So with that being said, this has been RV in New England. I'm John DePietro. Bob Zagami's right there. We're waiting.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.